usually rant about books. Okay, today I have another book chat, and I'm excited for this one. It will be Flame in the Mist by an author's name that I cannot pronounce, but I will try. Renée Ahdieh? I don't know how to say that, but yeah, at least I can say the title. I buddy read this with Amanda from A Court of Love and Books. I will have a link below in the description to her channel. We started reading it April 14th, and I got through it in like 3 days because it caught my attention and I loved it a lot, which was pretty surprising for me. Now, there are different opinions on this book, negative and positive, because it was presented as a Mulan retelling, which it is not. It probably has one thing in common with the story of Mulan, but that is it. Nothing else, really. So a lot of people did not like that. There's also a couple other things in it that would have bothered me too, but I overlooked because overall I loved the story. I loved everything. So I overlooked like the one or two things that would usually bother me. But those one or two things tended to bother a lot of other people, so I won't say that like you'll love it, but I won't say that you'll hate it, because I have no idea. Everyone's got their own opinion and their own taste. You might like it, you might not, but it was good and different in my opinion. It takes place in Japan, so there are a lot of talking about that stuff, you know, Kenshin-sama kind of thing. So I got along great because I watch a lot of anime, but if you've never read or watched anything that takes place in Japan, you might want to get educated. So, yeah. But I really liked it a lot. I probably could not pronounce almost anything in here. It was very hard to pronounce names and stuff, except for Kenshin, because I watched an anime where the main character's name was Kenshin. Yeah, so I could not pronounce too well, but if you guys could pronounce this very good, applause to you. I applaud you, because I cannot pronounce very well most of the time, really. I think I pronounced it right, and it turns out that I pronounced it wrong, except for in the Lunar Chronicles, because I listened to the audiobooks though, so I got it right in those. But yeah, it was presented as a Mulan retelling, but it's not really. It like has one thing in common total with Mulan. So, for those of you who do not know, our main character is Marika. Okay, do not think that this is how you pronounce the names. I'm probably going to say every single character's name wrong from this book, because I have no pronunciation skills when it comes to that kind of thing. So, yeah. I'm just going to call her Mariko or Mariko. I haven't decided yet, but yeah, that's how it sounded in my head. She is the daughter of a rich family that owns a lot of land and stuff, and because she is the daughter, she knows that her role is different, and she has to, her role is to marry. That's her role. Her twin brother Kenshin is a samurai and known as the Dragon of Kai and this kind of stuff. But she knows what her role is because she's the daughter. She is going to marry one of the princes. I don't remember which one. I think it was the youngest one, but like the one not gonna get the throne. That one. So at the beginning of the book, it starts, she's traveling to get there with her escorts, her maids, and things. Her family's back at their house, but yeah. And they have a lot of their expensive things, their money, all that stuff. Well, someone tries to kill Mariko. They kill all her escorts, her maids, everything. They steal all her stuff, and they are convinced that they killed her. Now, throughout this book, Mariko, it just sounds so weird saying Mariko. I'm not for sure at all if I'm saying that name right at all. I'm pretty sure I'm not at all, but it's still kind of funny to say. So, Mariko, it is said throughout the book how genius and cunning she is. Her brother is very strong and stuff and can track really well. So we know that he's going to hunt down Mariko because she's actually alive. he's tracking her and trying to find her and bring her back. Well, so Kenshin, her brother, it says throughout the book how he is not as cunning or smart as Mariko, and like she just knows before someone's gonna say anything what they're gonna say, what they're feeling, you know, kind of thing, and she can manipulate people. And it's just, it says that a lot throughout the book and hints at it, so that might annoy some people, but it didn't bother me a whole lot. Maybe after I've reread it like 5 times, maybe then it'll bother me. Till then, it hasn't bothered me yet, not really. So, but Mariko decides to dress as a boy and pretend a boy and sneak into the Black Clan's ranks and tear them apart from the inside out because she's convinced that they're the ones that have tried to kill her, because there's a lot of things that prove that it was them, you know. So, she decides to do that instead of going back home because she wants to prove that she can do these things even though she's a woman or girl or whatever. And, she knows, she's thought through the pros and cons of if she tries to destroy the Black Clan on her own versus if she goes back home. If she goes back home, the king and the prince will probably, like, turn off the wedding. Her family will live in disgrace because they'll take it as, like, an omen that something bad, you know. So her family would be living in disgrace. So she's looked through the pros and cons of all her choices, and I found that really interesting. So I liked her character, but there were a few times that I got very annoyed with her, but I did really like her too. So, a little better than America's Singer, but America's Singer wasn't that bad either. I've had worse protagonists. So yeah, that is it for the non-spoiler section. If you have not read this book, I suggest you leave now. There is not really, just so you know, any instant love. Lately, with the books that I've been reading, there's been a lot of instant love in books, and I used to not find that a whole lot in books that I would read, but currently I'm finding them in a ton of books, so I just thought that I would mention, this book does not have exactly instant love, but with the love, there are some people that like it, and there are some people that absolutely hated it. So, yeah, but it was not really instant love, okay? So, just that I mentioned that because I'm getting sick of the instant love in books that I'm reading currently. That is it for the non-spoiler section. If you have not read this book, you need to leave now because the rest is going to be spoilers. So, bye-bye non-spoilers. Okay, so we have Kenshin's point of view sometimes, how he's tracking his sister, how he goes to the royal palace to see the princes and update them, you know, and like he's trying to figure out who he can trust and who he cannot, but he's not as cunning as Mariko, so he doesn't really, you know, piece these emotions with this and that, so he doesn't really know what to do, and he knows that his sister would know what to do. We also see Kenshin making a lot of bad decisions. Okay, a lot of bad decisions. We also have the king's point of view a few times, which was kind of a little bit confusing. It was very suspenseful, I'll give you that, but it was kind of confusing once you finish with the book. You think that it's going to tell you more with his point of view, explain something, but no, it does not explain anything or why we have that point of view. So, yeah, but, it worked really well, all the different point of views. It doesn't change too often, but it worked really good with the plot and everything. It worked amazing in my opinion. I really liked it and enjoyed it. It did not disrupt the flow of the story, really, because it only lasted so long, and then we got back to Mariko, who was our protagonist, so, yeah, but, so, Mariko is with the Black Clan. She's trying to earn their trust, which is not going particularly well for her at first, for like the first, most of the book, it does not go very well. And we have Kenshin trying to track his sister. Mariko knows that Kenshin's probably close, so she's trying to hurry up and earn their trust and find out why they killed her and all this stuff. And yeah, then we, not actually too far, a little farther in, Mariko and Okami and Renmaru. Renmaru is the leader of the Black Clan, and Okami is his best friend, and I think kind of like second in command, I would think. But they take Mariko to, where was it? Oh, they take her to this place, and it's in another city, and like they were joking with her and messing with her, cause they like to mess with her, apparently, and be really mean to her. So they take her, and they're at a tea house, and they're having tea and things, and Mariko is discovering some interesting secrets that Okami and Renmaru have. So while she hears that, she follows Okami and Yumi, I think her name is, out, and she's on the roof, and she's watching them, and they can't see her, so she's watching them, because she's trying to piece together their weaknesses and stuff. So she finds out Okami's sister is Yumi, who is the love interest to Renmaru. Okay, so Renmaru loves Yumi, but she is angry at him, so she treats him like dirt right now, and he just gives her sad puppy eyes. And Okami is her brother, so yeah, he comes and sees her most of the week, you know, make sure she's okay and stuff. And while Mariko's on the roof, her brother shows up to the tea house with the princes. Okay, before this chapter, we had Kenshin's chapter, and it's where he went to the palace and he sees the princes, and they decide to go to a tea house to talk, because they don't want to be overheard and all this other stuff, because they don't trust a lot of people in the palace. I personally did not trust the princes. Like, they were just really sketchy, and I could not get, like, a solid grasp on, like, are you good or are you bad? I cannot tell. So, yeah. Well, Kenshin arrives at the tea house, and he's not tracking his sister right now. He's talking to the princess, so he has no idea she's there, much less on the roof. And Mariko is thinking, he tracked me to the tea house! Holy crap! He knows I'm with the Black Clan. He knows I'm dressed as a boy. We gotta get at her. We're gonna die. They're gonna kill Kenshin. So, Okami has this skill or gift where he can, like, tell when something's moving towards him or something, you know. I'm not really sure how to describe it. It's really weird, and it's not, like, got a name, and it's not easy to describe. It wasn't even easy to describe in the book, much less read about. So it's, like, really weird, but, like, you can't take it by surprise and stuff, you know. But, so Mariko swings a metal lantern at his head to get his attention. She knows it's probably not going to hit him. However, he turns, because he senses it coming to him, you know, that's like his gift thing, and whacks him in the face, and he is so pissed at her, and he's glaring at her, and he already hates her before that a lot, because he's, like, suspicious, and he like, knows that this boy acts really dumb and does not know these survival skills. But he's really cunning, too, is Okami's way of thinking. So, we have Okami's parent reveal a few times, too, and Renmaru's, but not as often. So, Okami, like, knows that Mariko's hiding something, but he does not, like, suspect a whole lot. And he's really distrustful of Mariko because of that. So, yeah. Well, she kind of, like, warns them, like, she gives them a signal, so, like, they know someone's coming. And they see the Dragon Akai, Kenshin, her brother, and the two royal princes there. So Renmaru and Okami are, like, trying to fight them. Then at the last moment, Mariko to defend her brother, which she really cares about Kenshin. She jumps off the roof and lands on him, knocking him out. And yeah. Though at the last second, no, wait, that came later. Okay, yeah, so then Okami drags her. Renmaru had to leave. They had to split up. So Renmaru's running back to their hideout. And Okami takes Mariko, and they go on a little errand, and she finds out that Okami brings money and food and stuff to this old man, and they take care of all these kids and stuff. And Mariko was like really surprised because she hates Okami and Okami hates her, and like they're at each other's throats. So she was really surprised that he even so much as had a little heart. So yeah, and then they go back, and yeah, well, Kenshin, now that he's seen some Blood Clan members at the tea house, he thinks, oh crap, they know that I'm tracking Mariko. They know, they are ambushing us, they're gonna try and kill us. So it's like, you're all idiots. And it was very entertaining to read, but at the same time, you're wondering how the crap this is gonna work out. So, it was very entertaining. Now, skip forward some. Mariko is climbing this cliff to get to these plant flower things, and like they're poisonous. So she's trying to get to them. She doesn't know that there is hot springs below her. She's climbing this cliff. Okay, below the cliff that she does not know about is hot springs, which is where Okami is. And he's watching her and is just shaking his head and wondering why the crap she's climbing a cliff. Now, he still thinks Mariko's a boy. So, he's just shaking his head and it's very entertaining. So, Mariko falls off the cliff without getting the plant. And Okami, for some reason, after hearing the terrified scream escape her mouth, runs, and when Mariko wakes up, she fell into the hot spring, so like she was drowning in some stuff. He pulled her out, and she's awake, and oh crap, he found out she's a girl! So, this is the part that a lot of people did not like. I personally overlooked it because the rest of it was really good in my opinion, and it did not bother me as much, but it did bother me a little bit, I'll admit. And if I think about it, it'll probably bother me a lot more. But, so, they're at each other's throats most of the book. They hate each other, but it's like, because, like, they suspect the other and they don't really, like, know each other, you know? So it's like they're strangers and they know not to trust each other kind of thing. So, well, Okami just, like, hated her at first because, he thought this boy is pretending to be dumb and is actually a lot more cunning. Well, Mariko is a girl, and first thing that happens is they kiss. So, they are now love interests, and, kind of together now. It was, a lot of people did not like how they hated each other and then just suddenly, as soon as he finds out she's a girl, they kiss. A lot of people did not like that. I kind of didn't like it as much, but, it was a little bit better than instant love, in my opinion, because, you know, they don't, like, just hate each other because they want to hate each other, really. Like, they had reasons, and, like, they just didn't know, but now that they know that they're attracted to each other and stuff. So it was interesting. But I just found it funny how they're at each other's throats and stuff. So, Mariko, hang on! Hey, I'm back again. Sorry, I had to go for a quick second. But, so, where was I? Yeah, so a lot of people did not like that part. I kind of liked it. It bothers me a little, not a whole lot. Because they did have actually a pretty good development kind of thing in the book. So, let's see. So after that, Okami decides to keep it a secret. He's the only one that knows Mariko is a girl. And then the next day is Okami's point of view. And Renmaru has the grand idea to make his best friend train Mariko how to fight. And Okami it is a very interesting training session. And he does not want to touch her at all. And then he's just watching her, and it was just so funny. And he kept thinking, I'm going to murder him after this. Murder his best friend Renmaru for making him do this. It was so funny. Okay, so skip forward some. Kenshin did some bad things because he thinks his family's honor and stuff, he has to do these things. So he made some bad decisions and killed that old man and woman that take care of those kids that Okami went to. And they visit and they find out that the Dragon of Kai did that. So they want to kill the Dragon of Kai. So then they go to Mariko's home and they start trying to steal their stuff, and Mariko feels it's her duty to help her family, make sure they don't die and stuff. So she warns her brother through a message. And he knows that it's Mariko, obviously. It's his sister, his cunning sister that is too cunning to be killed. He knows it's her. So, yeah, they stop the raid, some of the Black Clan members get injured, and Okami sees Kenshin recognize Mariko at the last moment before Kenshin's knocked out and say her name. Now Okami does not know Mariko's real name until that point. He'd asked Mariko what her real name was when he found out she was a girl, but she lied and told him a different name, and he knew she was lying, so he didn't bother asking again. He figured he'd find out at some point, maybe. So, yeah. Okami's mad because he recognizes that Mariko, the twin sister to the Dragon of Kai, Kenshin, so he puts it together pretty quickly. And then he's mad, so he leaves her with his sister Yumi at the tea house, and is threatening her, if you ever step foot in the forest where the Black Clan lives again, we will kill you. I'm telling everyone as soon as I get home that you're the Dragon of Kai's sister, that you're a woman, that you yada yada yada. And he's angry at her, and she piped up and asked, why did you guys try and kill me and stuff? He's like, we didn't try to kill you. What are you talking about? So it was at that point I realized that I hadn't thought a whole lot about those people trying to kill her. Throughout the whole book, I'd been distracted and did not think a whole lot about that for some reason. And I don't think that the Black Clan tried to kill her. I think it was someone else in a plot, and it really hints at that in the last few chapters. It really hints at that it was the king or the princess or someone else was trying to kill her and not the Black Clan, because they didn't seem to know anything about it. And so I didn't even think of that, which was surprising. I usually guess that kind of stuff, but I did not this time because I was distracted with the rest of the stuff going on with the book. And as it turns out, at the end, Renmaru, we're skipping forward to the last 2 chapters. Renmaru is not who we thought he was. Okami is. So they kind of switched names and stuff and make people believe that Renmaru is da-da-da, but Okami actually is. So that was interesting. And Kenshin shows up with the princess, and they want Mariko back, and the Black Clan is saying, no way, she's one of us now, and stuff. Mariko went back to the forest, she was welcomed, and she's friends now with the Black Clan, she doesn't want to leave, and her and Okami are in a relationship and not really hiding it now. So, yeah, and she's made friends with everyone. At the end, we discover a couple things, and at the end, Mariko gives herself up so that the others can escape, and she goes with Kenshin to, like, she's saying she's being rescued, she's faking it, and she's going to marry the prince. She's given herself up so the Black Clan can get away, and she now thinks they're innocent, and Okami gives himself up too. So that is where it ends, where Okami and Mariko are taken, and they're going to be taken to the kingdom. So book 2, I am waiting for. I think it's called like Smoke in the Mirrors, something like that, I think. I know it has like a purple cover, I'm not sure. Okay, so I rated this like 4 stars or 3.5. I really did like it. It was very different for me. A lot of books that I've been reading lately were just like not really as good as I wanted them to be, kind of thing. And then this book came along and it was very different, and I literally loved almost everything. So again, that's why I overlooked some of the cliche things that a lot of people got really annoyed by. So yeah, I really like this. If you guys have read this, please comment below what you thought. I personally liked it a lot, but there were a few things that did bother me, but I really overlooked them and they don't bother me as much. So yeah. Yeah, it's really good. If you have not read this and you decided to watch this video with all the spoilers, it is way better than how I described it. I did skip quite a few things, so there were a couple more things in there that will surprise you if you have not read it and you did watch this video with the spoilers. So I would still suggest reading it. Thank you guys for watching. Bye!